just by turning on the monitors, and that's the comfort when you're sitting. To get this right, of course, a chimney needs to be airtight built in. So as you can see, we put the chimney to the outside, if possible, directly, so there is as little as possible of the chimney inside. And we put a stainless steel plate around so that we could then connect it up through the wooden element. And on the other side, on the outside, this is from the inside. Here is insulation going in. On the outside, we have this foil, which we then taped it to. So we get an airtight connection. And we did the blower door test, like we do in all our buildings, where we measured 0.09. It's 0.6 is the maximum value for a passive house. We really got a fantastic value, which is far below what we really needed. This airtightness is very important. It's enough to, if you just have to think about one thing. If you want to heat your living room with 30 candles, that's the reality. You don't need a lot of wind going through your construction to take that heat out. So airtightness is very important, and I know that a lot of self-builders who do a lot of construction with straw bales have a lot of problems heating their houses in wintertime. It's not because they are badly insulated. Straw bales insulate well, but because when the wind comes, it will just blow through the building. A lot of detailing which is missing. Here you can see the structure we are using. We are using wood, which is prefabricated, with very nice surfaces. It's very quick to build. We try to use wooden facades wherever we can, and of course very good windows, which also have a lot of shading devices, so that you also get a good climate in summer. Now, inside we try to make walls with clay bricks, partition walls, because what we did in the first building, we did the exterior walls with bricks on the inside. That was a lot of work. Now we do more partition walls and use clay plaster on the side. So I think we have a small video here. It's about one building in Bratislava. It's in the center of town nearly. You see the wood fiber boards, which are at the moment going across all the windows. It was in winter times. We could do the plastering inside, which was a great thing during winter, because we could get the cold air in, heat it. The building was insulated and it would dry out fairly quickly. You can see the partition walls with these clay bricks, and the intelligent electrical installation, which is was not our wish, but it was the wish of our customer. There is one thing which is important about this system. Also, such intelligent installation can save a lot of energy if it's done right. I think there is a lot of possibilities in the future to do this in a simpler way. And as you can see, we're using a Czech clay mix for plastering the walls, the wooden walls on reed mats. So we are really trying to use as much natural materials. The clay has a very good value in passive houses, because when we ventilate in winter, the air will get dry, and clay is able to absorb a lot of moisture and give it off over time, and thus stabilizes the humidity in the interior air as well. Okay, so we're using some heating. Every passive house uses some heating. It's maybe 30 square meters all over in the building, which we provide through a small heat pump, a compact unit which has a heat pump inside. Again, we will have maybe 500 to 600 kilowatt hours per year use of heat to heat this house. 500 to 600 kilowatt hours for heating the whole house, and another 500 to 600 kilowatt hours to heat the hot water. That's reality, and that's why passive houses are so important. And as you can see, it's not really a big problem doing it also with a lot of clay materials. Okay, now the next step further is using straw bales in construction. I've always said, yes, I would like to use it, but we are not using it because it's too complicated, especially when you have to do a lot yourself. So our now very good friends who were at our workshop last summer from Lithuania, they have a company called EcoCocon, and they are doing these fantastic panels which are perfectly pressed, perfectly straight, perfectly precise, and well done, so that it's possible to plaster them with a thin layer. And I said we will do a passive house. So that's what we are going to do. We are now planning 2 houses, one in Slovakia and one in Austria. We are doing a new, a little bit a way of foundation, which also the Lithuanians have invented. The thing is that straw bales need to stand on one side and also on the other side, and this part is again floating slab, while this is a wall. When you look at the detail, that's where we come in. While the Lithuanians did this with only 5 centimeters of polystyrene on each side, we are doing this with a much thicker insulation. We have calculated this heat bridge. Here you see this concrete slab and this concrete wall, and we get the detail where we get no problems with heat from the heat bridge, no low temperatures and no losses. So we get very good values. This is how it will probably look like, and you can see that you can make 2 stories buildings, and that's the house we're going to build in Slovakia now for a young couple. As you can see, these are the straw bale walls. We will do this with cellulose flocks, and now we come to the most important part of this building, and that's the window. And that's how a window frame should look like. And as I said, the devil is in the detail, and it's exactly the details which are missing in these natural buildings. It's very important to look at this window. I'll just show shortly a few pictures. It's a new window developed by a German called Franz Freundorfer, and he has a good concept. He has developed this together with a small company in Austria with 6 employees and a small company in France with 12 employees. Done all the toolings which are necessary, and they are able to now license it to the small companies. You can see from the inside it looks very, very clean. Outside you see no frame anymore, and maybe it's a detail, but just putting these windows in the right way can save about 60 million euros in all Slovakia if it would be done everywhere in energy cost. So I'm talking only about how it's being built in, not even about the quality of the window itself. So it has huge potentials of saving a lot of money. Some last pictures, and that's what is important for me. Thank you.